Alright, let's look at some Kung Fu Chin Na, specifically neck techniques, and let's also think while we do that. Right, so what do we see here? It's a type of wrist lock that looks very Aikido-ish. And immediately, instinct of most people who've trained in combat sports will go, oh, that's bullshit. Demonstration, there's no sparring, it's not live, it's just showing this specific technique. We never see it in MMA, it's never gonna happen. And you know what? That is true. That's totally correct. It's just a demo, it's not a sparring. Probably these people don't know how to fight. They aren't demonstrating it realistically. But, this is a big but. We have to understand that this is part of whole entirety of Chinese martial arts. The fact that people in China back in the day wanted to secure this knowledge, to preserve the techniques, collect things that happen in fights, those people addressed everything. This is rarely ever going to happen in an MMA fight, but it doesn't mean it should be ignored if your goal isn't sports fighting. If your goal is, back in the day, to record everything that can possibly happen. Are you telling me that a trained person couldn't do this to an untrained person? I get it, people want to go, yeah, but why would you train something that you can only do on a drunkard? You should train things only you can do against a trained killer. Again, if what you're doing is just recording everything that can happen, if your goal is that specifically, not teaching people how to fight for a certain rule set or even for the street or for warfare, you are collecting everything. You want it all to be known, all possibilities that can happen. Why wouldn't you also record this and train this? Because in the same section of these techniques, we have a basic rear naked choke. And I know it's performed poorly here, and that's a different topic. Can these people demonstrating this actually fight? But that's separate from what was being recorded by people back in the day. What we now have with sportification of all these martial arts is we see things that are higher percentage and more useful in specific scenarios. But that doesn't mean that stuff like this didn't or doesn't have a purpose if you just want to address everything that can happen. Like, ask any police officer how many times they've used stuff like this. Sure, they could have used anything else, but why does it matter? This just goes to show that most of these traditional martial arts that actually have this long history of being used, that their goal was to preserve and address everything that happens in combat. The fact that it doesn't happen and it isn't useful for MMA, why should that matter? Like, I train for the sport of MMA, I also train for sport of jiu-jitsu, but do you know what I train for the most? I train for fun. And seeing how people did all these things back in the day and enjoying the history is super fun. So, I don't know. Why can't you do both? Why is that still a thing that people discuss on YouTube? Basic rear naked choke is Kung Fu, and a low percentage wrist lock thing is also Kung Fu. Don't know how to close this video, really. Go subscribe, go like, go watch some other stuff that we've done. Write in the comments, discuss stuff. Take care, guys. Thank you.